The exciting news is me and my boys just bought a pro pickleball team in Canada. Let's go. Okay, welcome back to the Pals Podcast. I'm your host, Ricky Liordi. And like I just mentioned, me and my buddies just bought a Canadian National Pickleball League team. There's a new pro league in Canada called the Canadian National Pickleball League. And me, George, Ollie, Frank, all Pals, alumni, and George, former co-host, we just bought the rights to the Toronto West team. We're going to be releasing the name very, very soon. Maybe I'll even release it towards the end of this episode. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to come on here. I wanted to talk about it. I'm going to do an episode with them for sure, probably around draft day. But I just want to come on here and tell you all about the league, the team, how I got involved, and everything about it because I know everyone's going to be asking. I just posted on Instagram today and my phone's literally already blowing up. And if you message me saying congrats or this is so cool or amazing or what, blah, 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 I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So let me get started with this. I'll take you back to the origin of me and pickleball. I started playing pickleball about a year and a half ago down in Florida. Not even a year and a half ago, a year ago. And prior to that, I didn't really know much about the sport. It's massive in Florida, California, Texas, like southern states. But it's the fastest growing sport in North America. Picked it up, started playing it, fell in love with it instantly. I was like, I'm going to train. I'm going to become so good. I actually really still suck, but I got so much heart. And around the time I started playing is when the pickleball league in the States, the major like team format league, started growing and becoming really, really big. And they originally had 8 teams and expanded to like, I think 24. And this is like Gary Vee's got a team, Kevin Durant's got a team, LeBron James has a team, Drew Brees, a whole bunch, I think Tom Brady, a whole bunch of like A-list celebs and like athletes have teams. So I emailed them. I was like, hey guys, I want to get involved. They basically said no in nicer words. Just like, hey, no, it doesn't make sense. We're not coming to Canada. Cool, no problem. And I've been playing for the last little while. And then back in February, I saw that the Canadian National Pickleball League got announced. I was like, oh, this sounds cool. Like, I didn't really know too much about it, so I started looking into it, got a little bit more interested. And when they announced the first team, which is owned by a couple of guys on the Toronto Maple Leafs, that's when I was like, okay, this is actually like, this is coming together. This is going to be something big. So I reached out. I'm like, I want a team. I want to do this. And they were like, yeah, cool. Like here's what you got to do to put together your bid. So I put together the best possible ownership team I think I could put together in terms of, you know, making it fun, bringing in people, you know, someone like Ollie, whose main background is in events and hospitality, someone like Frank Walker, who's, you know, got like notoriety and he travels the world and he DJs. And then George got the operational background. Plus he's also my best friend and we've done so many crazy things together. So this kind of lined up for me and George too. There was a couple other people that I invited on that, you know, they respectfully turned it down because they didn't have the time to do it. But yeah, I put together what I believe is the best possible team in terms of ownership that'll make our team succeed, because it's not just about putting the best possible players on the court at a time. It's also about like, I want to run cool events. I want to, you know, make our tournament the fun tournament. I want to, you know, have these great clinics and tournaments and do all these other cool things outside of just our players playing the game. It'd be so cool to host like a tournament or an event at the CN Tower or like the Sky Dome. Or it'd be cool to do something where it's like a daytime thing where we're doing a clinic or we're doing a tournament, and that night we all have like a big after party somewhere. So I wanted to put together. So that's how I put together the team. It's been in the works for probably about 2 months now, maybe even 2.5 from when I originally reached out to them. And it's been an interesting process, at least. I've never had to bid on a pro sports team. A lot of you guys are saying like, okay, well, the league's not formed. Like, this is the Canadian National Pickleball League. It's not like this is an amateur league. No, the players get paid to play in this league. There's like $100,000 in prize money. Their tournaments are spread out between like Eastern Canada, Western Canada. There's going to be a championship tournament. There's going to be a lot of really cool things happening, especially with this. Like, I got to decide our team name. You know, I get to draft, or not we, the ownership group, get to choose a team name. We get to draft our own players. We get to eventually host our own clinics, our own tournaments, our own events. So the whole thing is pretty wild to me, because it's not something I'm doing, you know, just to make money or become super rich or to like for clout or anything. No, like, I love the sport. I'm I'm so passionate about pickleball. I think it's, an amazing sport for everyone and anyone. Like pickleball doesn't see age, sex, color, race, religion. It doesn't see any of that. Like I'm in my low 30s and I'm in tip top. I'm in like some of the best shape I've ever been. And I get beat by people who are like my dad and mom. Like, and they just smash me. It's like, what the fuck? Like I'm very athletic too. Like I don't have any like tennis background or racket sports background, but I'm a super athletic dude. And I get absolutely dusted by people that look like you're like grade 8 gym teacher or like you're, elementary school principal. So, excuse me. Sorry. That's why I became obsessed with it. I love it. I'm really excited for this league and to see what ends up happening. Talking with the league owners, their plans for year 2 and year 3 keep growing, and it's gonna be really cool. Like again, I've never seen this happen. I've never been around at the start of a league. Like obviously new leagues pop up all the time, especially in Canada. Like, there was a new rugby league that popped up a couple years ago. There's a new paddle league that's coming up. And paddle and pickleball are similar, but also very different. Like paddle's really growing in North America, in Europe, whereas like pickleball is the, fastest growing sport in North America. It's not even a debate. It's also going to be an Olympic sport in 2028, most likely. I think they're on pace to have the countries registered that they need to have for it to be an Olympic sport. And judging by its growth over the last 2 or 3 years, I don't see how it isn't going to be an Olympic sport. So yeah, that's kind of a quick rundown. I don't want to make this episode too long, and because a lot of you don't care and a lot of you won't listen, but for my friends who actually do care and do listen, this is really exciting. It's kind of like scary too at the same time because I've never owned a sports team. Like the closest I've been to this is like, NHL 2020 when I got to like play GM mode. And it's cool because I'm the GM technically, I guess, or like our group is the GM. We don't have official titles yet, but I'm the team lead on this. And, having, one of my best friends, George, with me to do this is amazing. Having someone like Ollie, who I love, and we do so much fun things together on board is amazing. Having someone like Frank, who's like internationally known, tours the world and can bring different perspectives into things. And like, obviously like he's cool. He fucking DJs all over the world. So having our group together, we all get along. We're all friends. Like Frank and Ollie have both been on this podcast. Ollie's been on 3 times. So getting to do this with them, people I consider like, really close friends and family, is going to be really fun. So if you don't already, give the league a follow. It's at official CNPL. And our, I guess I can say this now, our working title for the team name is the Toronto Towers. And the reason why that's kind of the lead right now is pickleball is the fastest growing sport in North America. Toronto is the fastest growing city in North America. And one thing that defines the city of Toronto right now is like the cranes in our city, the amount of towers and buildings going up on what seems like to be like a weekly basis. You see so many buildings. Our skyline has changed so much in the last 20 years. And, that's what I kind of wanted to represent. And, the idea of like towering over the kitchen and really pushing your opponents back in the sport of pickleball is like crucial to winning. You need to get to that kitchen line and just like push back and tower over them. So I like the name. It's not set in stone yet, but that's kind of what we're going with. So I'll share some socials as well if you want to follow us along. There's nothing there right now, but there will be. If you guys have any ideas on, tournaments, clinics, anything fun we could do with the team, please reach out. Again, like I'm gonna be documenting everything I do with this team. Like I'll be doing weekly recaps. When we draft a team, I'll have content on that. When we go to our first tournament, I'll have content on anything related to this team and this league. You will know everything about because it's new and it's exciting. I want people to be along for the ride. So if you're interested in being along for the ride, follow me, follow the podcast, follow the team. Right now, I say this with air quotes, the working socials are toronto.towers. I might change it to Toronto Towers PBC, Pickleball Club. I don't know. I'm saying I'm allowed to because this isn't recorded. I have no notes. I just kind of sat down, turned on the mics, but let's go. I'm just fired up. So give us a follow. If you have any other questions related to this league, to this team, to the sport, let me know. I'm happy to share everything. If you're interested in getting your own team, maybe they're still available. Maybe they're not. I don't know. The process was nice. Like the guys from the league are very easy to get along with. They're super nice. And I'm really excited to see what this becomes and what happens with this league because with the fastest growing sport in North America and a new professional league for Canadians to really develop their skills and, play on the world stage. And you got to think about in 2028 when the Olympics is in LA, pickleball will be a sport. And hopefully we have players from our league representing Canada on the global scale. And hopefully these players are from my fucking team because that would be the coolest fucking thing ever because I'm a fucking Olympic hardo and I love the Olympics, and it would be the coolest thing ever to see my players go to the Olympics. So I think I'll wrap up there. I think this is enough, but stay tuned. I got another episode releasing any minute now. So yeah, guys, if you made it to the end, I fucking love you. Thank you. And let's go. I own a fucking pro pickleball team. Let's go.
You like to drink and to smoke to take away the pain, and I don't remember all of my mistakes and every high. Got alone with no one thing, and I don't